And this is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video, as you can see, number 125J. We're going to be talking about the inner joints and SQL and pagination. Now, on the last video we talked about, I was giving you a list of how to create tables using at MySQL. You do the create command in the table and all the fields and it'll create the tables for you. And I gave you for each one. I gave you the find items, categories, suppliers, transactions, and user. And I think two more. What was it? I can't remember, but I did give them to you, so it's all there. That's the way to go. Or you can just go to MySQL and I think I show you guys how to create a table way back. Maybe I'll do another video just to remind you guys how to get it done through the cPanel. So we'll do that, right? But right now we're gonna talk about this. Now remember on that'll be the one before the last one. We did one with the transaction table, right? And I showed you that if for some reason those reports ended up out on the web, you can't get into it because you have to be logged on for it to work. And in this case, we're going to use the same one, same admin. We're going to log in. We already showed you how to get all this done, right? Oops, that's because I didn't give it a chance. My network has been really slow. Let's give it a few seconds. I don't understand why it does that, but there you go. And remember, I also showed you how to do the check transaction, where you can check the different transaction. Now, this one is special, but I want to show you the one that I showed you before I show you this one, okay? Because I replaced the new one, and that's when you hit this button, it's going to go for the new one. And it was called, just to remind you what it looks like. It's called check. Okay, here it goes. Check transaction, right? And you got all of it, right? You got the transaction ID, the item, the user ID. When you changed it, remember the last one we changed to 10. It used to be, I don't remember. And then this will be the date, and this is the in stock entry. That's all it is. And this is the transaction number, and this is the actual item that we've changed. This one right here, this little one here, it happens to be the user. Remember I told you it's the first user I did, so I took number 1. It could be different, it could be 001, maybe we could put a letter in the middle, I mean not in the middle, but like in the front. It's up to you guys, because I already showed you how to go in there and change some few things. Alright, I mean, this is what it looks like. Anyway, but as you can see, it might get big, right? You're gonna keep scrolling down and down and down and down and down. And I could maybe say an ascending order, so that way the newest one can actually be on top and then work its way down like this. We could do that, like the newest to the oldest, or you could keep it like this and you have to scroll down to get to the new one, and that will be crazy. And plus I also show you how to do this, right, and how you can use this thing called numbers, which is an equivalent of Microsoft Excel. How to get that the CSV file in. Remember, that's the one that gives you this information, but it's separated by commas. Anyway, so let's get back over here. So we're gonna go back to this is the old way, and then I'm gonna show you the new way. Go. As a matter of fact, the old way. I'll show you in a bit. You go like this back, Now you're here, right? And then you're gonna hit check transaction. See? See what happened here? It gave me just 5 because that's all I want. I want just 5 at a time. And look, 1 through 6 pages. And when you go to the next one, you go like this. Look. How simple that is. Then you can go back. I mean, I could put a button here that says first and the button that says last. We could do that. That would be good too. You know what I mean? I'll show you that on the next one. But basically, this is it. And the way we did it was the first one, the check transaction, was using everything. As you can see, it's missing the login credential. I took it out because I didn't want to show you guys. But as you can see, I did the the select action. I just wanted these 2 guys. Look, I wanted the Chinese ID, the item ID, the UK ID. I mean, none of the user ID, the FK. You know what this stuff means? Foreign keys. Remember that we did that. Quantity change, the date that it did, notes, whatever notes. And I want to try from the transaction table where the UIK equals user ID. It's user ID. Let me see. Is a placeholder. Remember those 2 little dots? But it's really, you go into the execution part right here, and you can add this, and this will be, what happens is you're giving it an array. This will be the name, and this will be the actual information, and that's going to get replaced in here. And then of course you fetch, right? You fetch all of it. So then what happens is you get that list. You've seen that, right? It's nice, it's simple. Look at that, simple stuff. You can maybe figure it out later. So ooh, I can, you know, over here we're going to check out for actions of the export CSV. That's when you hit that button, right? And it creates the header, the content type. This is how you're supposed to do it. Okay? And then give it the name. You can give it any name you want, but this is how I'm doing it. Then, of course, you're opening up the output, the actual file, which is nothing. It's just like a connection. And then you say W. W, so I'm going to write into it. And, of course, so this information is all the output. That's what this is. All of these things over here. That's what this, that is. And then, of course, you're reading the table. And you're giving it a row. So you say as row. Instead of me saying dollar items over here, I just say as row. But otherwise, you have to use like numbers. You know, with the brackets 0, 1, 2, that kind of thing. But by doing it like this, is you're making it into a placeholder, a row. This is how you're gonna call it. So you go and you say, oh, I want to put the in there, and now you want to put the transaction. You want to item, the username, the quantity, change the transaction, and the notes, and you're going for each. In other words, you're reading the first record, and then you're gonna put it in. Then the second record is already there because this right here, where is it? Creates the array. So this is an array, right? So what happens is you keep going. This is an array. So you keep going over to the next one until you hit the bottom. So you get to the bottom. Right? This is how you did it with the other one. But now that we're doing pagination, which is way better, this is the way to do it. Because see, when you do it the other way, let me see if I can kind of go back. I wonder if I'll take it. Yeah, let's see. No, what did I call it? I called it check. You say check underscore trend. There you go. Perfect. When you do it like this, you're gonna run like, wow, that's a lot. This can go to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, maybe 100,000 records. And what are you gonna do? Go down the line like that? You're gonna have to do filters and change them. You can do that too, but you don't want to do it this way now. You can do, you know how you do the search? Remember the search situation? How you got the search, which is this one right here. See, remember how we did the search? You put it in there, you go like this, and you only get that one. We could do that with that one too. Time comes, we'll do that because there's other things we have to do. there's other three of maybe, I don't know, another 3 reports dealing with the transaction. So let's see. Let me see. So now that we're here, we'll go here, and it gives you this. We could also put the search, so we don't have to look at it. Plus, we could do first, last, you know, that kind of thing. We'll do that. And I was thinking about buttons too. It looks so tacky. I don't want to do that because nobody's gonna know, really, right? You're gonna get a whole bunch of numbers like 25. No, maybe it's under 25. Maybe the one needs to be under 25. And I'm going, no. We'll do it like this. You search it like that, and just do the search. That will do it for you. So let's see the actual. Let me. No, let's keep that there. Let's see what we got here. It's the same thing, same file, same thing. Everything's the same. I got rid of the thing here, which I'm going. Once we're done with this video, then I'm gonna put it back because I don't wanna mess up. So anyway, what I did was I said, look, the pagination setup configuration. I wanted 5. So if you want like a bigger number, yeah, I'm not gonna hit the thing. You know why I'm not gonna hit the thing? Because then I have to put that back, like right here. And then while I do that, you'll be able to see it, and that means I have to start this video all over again. But trust me, if you say 10, you're gonna get 10. Okay. And then you're gonna determine the current page, right? Safely. And what I did was I defaulted to that first page, right? Page 1. That's what that is. So then you go like this, or insert get page. When you do the page stuff, you're gonna see. Let me go to the next one. See that page stuff right here, up there? That's what this is over here. That's what this is. So it looks at that. Go, oh, you want the second page? So then it calculates. If it's smaller than 5, no, then you do this. But if it's larger, then something else, right? You do the count. So over here, what I did was I selected the transaction, but I wanted a count. Where? What would the user ID, right? Equals ID, which means that if I'm doing this whole thing, matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do too? I'm going to put on the next one, you'll see it. When I'm doing the other report, I'm gonna go back to this one just so I can show you. I'm going to put another section right here. Like the same thing with the dashboard, with the user ID and of course the username. Okay, we'll do that, and then over here we do this, and then we do the prepare statement. Right? Remember, safely. We're doing the, as you can see right here, we're doing the placeholder. So you have to kind of do it like that. You can use the remember that the bind value. You can do it that way. It's just extra steps. This way is a little simpler, much faster. So if you go to all the username, that's what that be. Then there will be the current ID. You got that because you got it over here. Remember the session? This is created by the dashboard. Once it found it, this is it. Or was it the other one? The dashboard. No, was it the dashboard? Yeah, maybe it was created by him, or it was created by the user, by the config file. Anyway. So let me see, what was I? We're here, right? And then you're fetching the columns because that's what you're doing, fetching the column. And then you want to calculate the total page. Now ceiling means that if you hit the, remember the, let's say 7. Let's say you got a number of 7, then you're gonna do a calculation like of. Then you can round it up to. That's really what that is. I'm sorry, you can round it up to 8. Okay, so that's just an example of what that seal means, like in ceiling. So you take the total total number of rows, which happens to be this guy, right? Because you did find the count, and then you're gonna slash. That means divide that by the limits, and the limits would be. Where did I put it? I just showed it to you. Right here. By the limits. And that's how you do it, because you have to do it's a real pain in the ass. But the real trick is once you do that, it's really this part right here. This is the trick. That's the part. This part right here. It's actually the parts right here. That's how you filter the numbers. You know, it's nothing magical. It's just, hey, what's going on? Oh, hello? I'm sorry, guys. That sounded like somebody was just breaking into my office. Because the people next door sound so real. And I do have my dog with me too, man. But you hear him bark, I don't do anything. It's not like the pit bull that I had. Forget about it. It was fantastic. Anyway, let me see. We go like this. Man, what was I going? Okay, you calculate the pages, right? Now you already know what that is. And then you ensure that the page request isn't like higher than the max actual pages. That's what that is. If pages will be there, then you say pages equal to the total pages. Then you say calculate the mathematics, and that's when you do the pages minus the 1 times the limit. Because you know it jumps over 1, so you want to make sure that you get it right. So you have to move that number a little bit once down. And that's how you do it. That's so in other words, if you do 1 through 5, then the next one will be 6 to 6 to 10. But the thing is that when you start doing this a little bit of calculate, it has that 1. So now you're in what was it? 1 through to 6. So you need to push it back to 5 and then get it from 5 to 10. I meant to say 5 before when I said 6. That's what I mean by that. And then, yeah, that took a little time. I was like, man, and that was like the easiest way. Why I have extra space there? Then the main SQL query and the data fetching. Now remember the binding, the inner joins. It's like taking 2 tables. Remember I told you, you're taking the user and the transaction, and you're taking the user table, you're taking the transaction table, and you're taking the find item table, and you're meshing them up. You're selecting some of the fields from all 3 of those guys. And the way to do it is this is how you do it. You select, and then you put that T. That T is like a what the hell are they called those? I should have looked it up. But that could have been anything. You could say any letter. You can say anything you want, but T because it's transaction, right? So you're saying, hey, I want the transaction ID, and I want you to call the transaction ID. Doesn't matter. Huh? Sorry. And then I wanted you to get the transaction date, and I want you to get the transaction type, and I want you to get the transaction quantity change, and I want you to get the transaction nodes. Then I want you to get the transaction from define items, and that will be not the transaction. I'm sorry, define items. I want you to call it P, like for product. I'm gonna put just I there. I like the idea that P stands for the product, Then we could say I want the SKU, you know about that, and I want the item name. This is how you do it. This is exactly how you create these things. Then you say, oh, okay, from the users table, I want the username, and call it as a handed by. Could have named it anything. And it's cheesy, but I did that. So then what I did is, since the first one was transaction, second one is item, and the third one is the user, you got to do it like that. Transaction, T, inner join with found name. Not find name. Find item. P, right? P. And then you say on with the transaction my FK, the foreign key, equals to P, the item ID. You understand? You have the foreign key with the number 1, and then you have the item number one, that will be like the first item, or whatever item it is. And you put in each of those transaction will have that number, right? I showed you over here. It has, where is it? Like right here. Like you got the. Maybe I should have fixed it up a little differently. See, I did the. Remember the number one and all that? Let's see if I go. I want to mess with this, but okay. Remember how we look? I changed it to the item name, handle by, and just doing the username. I could have just said 1111111, but it would make it look kind of weird, right? Because then you say one, and then you got transaction. What are the transaction as one? You know, it confuses people. So I did it like that. I did it like that. So in the eggs, you know, I could have just said just without this right here, without this. But then I, you know, why not make it more readable? And then you're gonna say, right? And then you're gonna say, oh look, this is the inner join, right? And then you're gonna say, hey, the left join is the users. This one, the left one, the users. And I want to say that the users U on T user ID FK on U user ID equals user ID, and then where they say the transaction user ID is equal to whatever it is that you're gonna give, right? This right here, this information. And then you're going to order it, right? You want to be ordered by date, descending order. You want the transaction ID, descending order, and then limits, right? Limits, remember that we saw this. It's the offset of 0 or whatever the numbers are. So that's how you do it. I know it's a little confusing. Maybe we'll do an SQL just this part right here. Maybe I'll do it like a, you know, like a flow chart, like a map, so you can kind of see it in your head. But basically, that's how that works. So then you do and this is just creating it, right? You're not doing anything. You're putting it into a variable. Then the prepare statement takes that variable and then does the stuff. I mean, it has it ready to go. Then remember how I wasn't doing the bind? Let me see if I can go back to that other one. Let's see, look. I'm doing it over here. I'm executing this over here. And this is like the, see, look, you got the placeholder. And I'm not binding it. I'm just kind of putting it all inside the execution. And then that executioner will bind to it. That's how it finds it. But in this one, I wanted to do it like this. Check it out. Remember, we've seen that before, right? You got your user ID, you got your limits and off. Anything with those two little dots, user ID, limit, and off. And this will be the current user ID, right? So this guy who happens to be number 1, that's what it'll be. It'll be number 1. This one limits is what? Number 5. And this offset will be, what will be the offset? Where's the calculation at? Okay, right here. See the offset? That you could making it look like the next, it'll be like the 1 through 5, then the next will be the 6 to 10, and then that's what that is. So you give it that information, and then it does it for you. It does it for you. I know, it's weird, right? And this, you know, this is sort of like preparing. You know how you used to prepare for a game, for different things. You want this, you want that. Well, that's what that is, because it's all numbers. The parameters are integers. Each of them are integers. That's what that means. I'm just telling you, hey, it's integers. That way it doesn't waste time to calculate, oh, what is it, regular characters, strings, or is it, no, you're telling it right away, oh, it's integers. And then you execute, see, you keep it blank, and then you fetch it. And that's an items. So then you do the same thing, oh, this is the CSV when you want to use it. It'll do it for you anyway. Just keeps it there, and then that's it. We're done. We're completely done. That's what gives you this look. I mean, not the look. The calculations, making sure it's 5. I changed this to, instead of being 1, it was that. Remember, the 1 was. And I can write it down here. See, you see after a while we say, okay, transaction ID, that's the item and the user ID. Why not just say the username, the actual the name of the person, or whatever it is, the account name, the username, instead of having one? It'll confuse people. People will be like, oh, I don't know what that means, you know. That was just for training, but now it's this. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? And then of course you got this one. You can still create it. You know, by the way, if you do just let me see. Let's just get out of this. Let's quit. And then you went here. Oh boy, see, it's just one guy. I mean one thing. Should have put more in there. You go. See, look. But there, where's the pagination thing? It doesn't, because you don't have any more. You don't have much. Because when you go down here, this is the whole thing that you do, and then this is the pagination. If it's greater than 1, you do this stuff, but it's not, right? Because it's only 1, so it's not. So you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it. When it becomes 2 or 3, it has to be 5. Then you see it. That's it. Beady 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 boo. That's it. Good stuff, right? On the next one, we're gonna find out about the different. Oh, let me see. Let me show you. See if it does. Let me give it a few seconds. You know. Oh man, I've been like. I woke up like 3 times this last night. I don't know, man. My health has not gotten better, man. I thought at one point I was being, yeah, okay, you know. Yeah, I feel like my legs were getting, but now it's around the ankles and stuff. It's getting fat and all that. I don't know. I just hope I can keep it going. Anyway, so let me. Oh yeah, let's go check it out. Where is it? We're here. That goes into the download. I thought it did. What's today's? It's 154. Where is it? I thought, did I hit it? Maybe it didn't go nowhere. Maybe I needed to. I'm gonna have to check that out. Where is it? Okay, let's see. Did I not do it? Let me see. Where is it? I only hit it. I thought I did. Did I hit the... Let me see. I thought I did. Maybe just do one and make any. Let's go. Let's do a bigger one. Let's get out of here. It doesn't make a difference anyway, but. Did I did it? Maybe I never hit the okay. You want to save it? You say yes. What is it called? 0621. Okay, did it. I don't know. I could have sworn I hit it. I guess I didn't. Here it goes. So you click on it. And there it goes. This is the information. And like I told you from before, you can add it to, if I can find it, to here. So what you do is you go, I apologize guys, I'm not getting the right. Okay, that's no big deal. You're here. The first one. Okay, so then we go here. That's because you didn't. get myself confused there. How did I do that the last time? I thought there was, let's see, open? Okay, that's what it is. Is it even gonna open up? Look at this. You see how slow this thing is? Alright, it's this one. Oh, there you go. See? Does it for you. It's pretty good, right? Okay, we don't need that. And we definitely don't need this. And this, well, thank you very much for your help. Out. And this, of course, we don't need that. Okay, here, we're here. That's it. We'll go back. Back button, I told you I was going to hook it up. Everything's got back button, by the way. Like, you got this one, inventory, back button. You know. Did it with the other ones too. Anyway, that's about it. That's all I wanted to show you. And, hey, if you learned something from me, you're seeing it, hey, I know it's just a lot of pieces, and sometimes it's hard to get it all. I couldn't just go straight down like this, which I did for a while, but after adding some different things, and I'm like, whoa, how am I going to do this? And I didn't want to spend my time typing it so you can see me type. You know, I didn't want to do that. So I'll put that in the description, this particular file. Below, without the credentials, of course. And that's about it. Anyway, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hey, until next time.